What is up, everyone? Crunchy Frog here, and today we're going to be breaking down the Season 4 roadmap for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now, just to start this off, just because it's something else that happened that I wanted to get into real quick, Call of Duty has seemingly changed their logo. Obviously, that comes with all the rebranding on all their social media platforms, everything like that. So I'm not sure if that indicates a possible reveal of Call of Duty 2023, since they've went back on their word and are now putting out a Call of Duty this year. But if that is the case, and this is the lead up to something like that, stay tuned to the channel. I will be breaking down any news, updates, leaks, new trailers, anything like that that we get going forward. So obviously, before we get into this, reminder, I try to put out videos like this for every season, along with news on the upcoming games, as well as various commentaries and opinion pieces and discussions and stuff like that for COD, as well as many other games. So if you like content like that, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more future content. So with that all out of the way, let's get right into it. Now, I'm going to start off with the stuff that matters most to me as a multiplayer player, since I don't really play too much Warzone and I only play DMZ every now and again. So we'll start off right with what is being added to the 6v6 multiplayer side of things. So obviously, we are getting Showdown, which is a remastered map from COD 4. It's been in the Al-Mazrah, like Warzone maps since launch, so I'm glad that they are finally picking out another remaster, fan favorite from before, and bringing it in. And I think it'll be a really cool, short, small map type experience, since honestly we're all sick of shoot house and shipment at this point, so it'll be a nice in between. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe we've had Showdown in a game for quite a while, at least not a game that I've played, so I'm pretty pumped to be able to play it again. I love that back in COD 4. We're also getting Kustanar, and I'm not even going to try to correctly pronounce that, Kustanar district, and that looks like it is ripped straight from the brand new Vondel map, which is set in, I believe, the Netherlands. So it's another 6v6 map, all original from what I can tell, from what I've read. So it's super cool that, again, they're adding more 6v6 maps at launch. So we are getting two right on launch day of June 14th. I didn't mention that before, but this is starting on June 14th, so about a week from today as of recording this video. And then also we are getting two brand new gunfights, which, if you remember from my last video on season updates and everything, I talked about the fact that I really hope that they keep gunfight maps going. So I'm really happy to announce they are bringing us two brand new maps. So gunfight is awesome. I've really enjoyed my time with it. And now we are getting Mercado, which is set in, it looks like a Middle Eastern market type of sorts. And then Penthouse, which looks like on top of a skyscraper. There's a pool there, so it's possible that the water aspect will come into play there, swimming, diving, stuff like that. So super excited to see that mode still getting support and still getting new stuff, and really looking forward to playing those two at launch. Then, of course, as is the norm, we also get two brand new battle maps. So they've really kept support going for the ground war / invasion playlists, which I do enjoy playing from time to time as a nice kind of, mix up to the formula. So I'm really glad that that's still getting content. Obviously, it's kind of, lazy reskins of part of the maps from Al-Mazrah, but honestly, at this point, hey, I'll take it, right? It's still content, it's still filling out those modes, and it's something that, at least breaks up the norm and adds a little variety. Obviously, they're, really still committed to supporting all these modes, even though they're kind of burning the wick at both ends now, and just entirely too much stuff is being added. But hey, as long as they keep up support for it all. They're also adding 12v12 Search and Destroy and 12v12 Prisoner Rescue. So I don't know if those are limited time modes or if those will be a staple throughout the season, but obviously a little more hectic. They're kind of bringing in combat pacing type elements that we saw in Vanguard, which is super cool. I actually really enjoyed that in Vanguard, and I noted that as one of the good things about Vanguard in one of my past videos. So glad to hear that. I also hear, and it's not mentioned on this, this whole roadmap, but they are bringing 10v10 as just like an option. Now, I don't know if that'll be a mosh pit, but it'll be a more permanent feature. So if you like the more frenetic 10v10 on some of these maps that are way too big for 6v6, you'll have that option going forward. I think that's great. That's something that they actually listen to the community on, so super psyched to hear that. Obviously, don't even really care, but they have added new gunfight blueprints. Great. Don't care. More shot bundles that we shouldn't care about. And I should note, again, this is not on this blueprint, but they are also bringing one new map in season. And I believe, I forget exactly what it is, but they are bringing one more. I think it's actually on the dock area, like the water type area from the campaign mission where you're in the water. I forget the exact name, but they are bringing another map in season. So that brings up to 3 brand new multiplayer maps for this season. Obviously we'd love for it to be 6, 7, 8, but realistically, this is a great offering, especially given how much they're putting into Warzone this season as well. So obviously, moving down, we got 2 brand new weapons: the Tempest Razorback, which is an assault rifle, and an ISO 45 SMG, which obviously, if it's anything like, I believe there was an ISO 45 back in Modern Warfare 2019, and if that, I want to say it performed kind of like the UMP, slower firing, harder hitting, stuff like that. We'll have to wait and see until it comes out, but super psyched that they're adding 2 new weapons to those categories, especially since those are my 2 favorite weapon categories. We'll also get a brand new operator in Nikto, which was, again, coming from Modern Warfare 2019, and then Ana Vega. Now, I'm not sure, which one of those we have to pay for, which one of those comes with the battle pass, stuff like that, but 2 brand new operators coming. Obviously, it does list a new event, but it's Warzone focused, the Assault on Vondel, so we'll touch on that when we get to Warzone. And then they are bringing back Black Cell. I have heard it is selling very well, despite the community kind of outcry and anger, which just goes to show that Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, stuff like that, we're in the minority, and most people just say, ooh, that looks cool, and they press the purchase button. So unfortunately, I don't see this stopping anytime soon. It's making the company money, and as greedy and money hungry as it is, fact of the matter is, it's working. So keep an eye out for that. And I forgot to mention, but there will be a brand new melee weapon. I don't really care because they all work the same. It doesn't matter, but if you're into that sort of thing, there is a melee weapon coming out. And of course, obviously, brand new bundles, because how else are they going to take all the money out of your wallet if they don't put a couple more of those in there? So moving on to the Warzone side of things, again, I don't really play this stuff, so I might glaze over a lot of this, but there is a brand new map. I'm told it's kind of like a medium-sized map, so not quite a Rebirth Island, not quite a full, Al Mazrah type, so kind of along the style of Fortune's Keep, maybe a little bigger, and that is set in the Netherlands, I do believe. So it looks super cool. Again, I'm not going to go into too big of detail, but I am hyped to play DMZ on this map eventually. I'm not sure if they're going to be taking out one of the other maps or if this just goes into the rotation, but either way, can't believe they've designed an entire another map while still actually paying attention to multiplayer, which I wanted to note. In past videos, we've really criticized the fact that the games have really shied away from multiplayer and tried to, cater to the golden child of Warzone. So I'm happy to say that that is not quite the case. It seems like they're doing a great 50-50 split, a lot of content for all modes right now. So I'm actually really impressed with this season. And then obviously for DMZ, we get like a new faction, new vehicle boss, new weapons case rewards, new contracts, missions, faction reputation. Geez, that was tough to get out. A new upgrade system, and out-of-game wallet, so you can actually take money into the next match and stuff like that. And it wasn't really noted here, but I think they are kind of resetting all of the challenge ranks again back to 0 as they continue to expand and break that out and make that more fully fledged. So once again, any progress that you had made on faction challenges, sorry, they're gone, but it looks like it'll be even more robust now. Again, they're just kind of honing and improving the progression systems for DMZ, so they keep doing that reset to kind of get everyone on the same footing. They've also added a new vehicle, which is pretty cool. It's like an amphibious, duck type vehicle. Like we have here around here, we have duck tours that kind of go through the river and then drive around town as well. And that's the kind of vehicle we're getting. There's also reinforcement flare field upgrade, so I'm assuming that's just an easier way to bring teammates back. New public event, high stakes, and then actually on the map itself, they are introducing a dynamic fog system, which is a first for Call of Duty, and I'm super excited to see because We've been asking for dynamic day and night cycle and or weather cycle on all maps, so hopefully this is like a toe or a foot in the door in terms of bringing systems like that to Call of Duty. I think it would just vastly change up the whole dynamic of maps. You know, you would almost have 10 different maps for every multiplayer map just based on the angle of the lighting and the sun and the clouds, stuff like that. It can totally change the atmosphere of any given map. So something like a dynamic fog system here, I really think is a proof of concept that hopefully will be expanded upon and brought to maybe multiplayer or Warzone or anything like that going forward, that I think will really bring a lot of dynamic, situations to the game, especially as the engine evolves and technology grows and stuff like that. Stuff they couldn't have done 10 years ago. I hope they really expand on that going forward. So obviously they could do absolutely nothing with this, and this is just like a little gimmick, but I'm really hoping that this leads to bigger things. And then there's going to be a limited time mode lockdown. Again, this is kind of tied into the whole mode that's going on for the new map. So of course they're tailoring a lot of their modes and things that are trying to bring people in to Warzone because that's their cash cow. We've talked about this before, but at the very least it looks like multiplayer got a lot of stuff as well. So just to break it down, my overall thoughts, again, I'm pretty hyped for this season. Now obviously I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 and a couple other games, so my time for COD has kind of dwindled as of late as opposed to being the main game that I'm playing. But I really hope to work through and get a decent amount of rewards out of this season. I unfortunately did not get to play much of Season 3, but Season 4 looks good, and it's really starting to wrap up that Modern Warfare 2 will be a really fully fledged game, have a lot of guns, a lot of maps, stuff like that. It's just unfortunate that they did abandon the 2-year model. Knowing that we'll just start right back on square one with probably an under-featured, under-baked game come October or November or whenever, once that, gets revealed and released. So it is sad to see, this game's really coming into its own, and I think is a much better and more polished and filled out product than what we got back in October. So just to see it, finally get its sea legs, finally, start to fill out, only to know its time on this earth are limited is kind of sad. But overall, I'm pretty excited for this, and I think Infinity Ward really gave us a decent offering this time around. So without further ado, like I said, if you like content like this, if you want to hear more news and updates and everything like that for Call of Duty, definitely leave a like and subscribe for more content. I'll also be posting similar Call of Duty content as well. So other than that, guys, leave your thoughts below. Are you psyched for Season 4? Is this finally enough for you to maybe come back to the game if you left it alone, or get you extra hype for it if you're still playing? Let me know, like I said, down in the comments below. And until next time, guys, catch you later.